little bit about DJing. Now, if you're getting into it, a lot of people see it as a bit of an easy job, if you like. We stand there, we play a few tunes, looks like fun. There's a lot more to it, especially if you're involved in weddings. I often get to do weddings where I'm there from the ceremony, through the wedding breakfast, right through to the evening. I think one of the longest weddings I did, I think it was about a 20-hour day. Now, I think I had to set off at about 7 o'clock in the morning, arrived at the venue at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it was actually underneath the Concorde in Manchester Airport. I had to set up the uplighting, the sound equipment. Now, bear in mind that hangar's quite big, so I had to put speakers around the room as well, not just 2 speakers. It took me about 2.5 hours to set up. And then I was there from the ceremony, I was there in the wedding breakfast, and into the evening. It was a fantastic day. Very tiring. Bear in mind, if you stood on your feet all that time, and hardly any breaks, you don't really get a break, to be honest. It's a long, long day. Now, bearing in mind, you've got to shift a lot of heavy equipment. If you've ever been to the Manchester Airport Viewing Centre, as you can imagine, trying to get the kit into there is a bit of a trek in itself, especially when you're carrying heavy stuff. Then you've got the setup, the bending down, the stood up all day. You feeling sorry for me yet? Just pointing out, it's harder than it looks, and hopefully if people who are watching this who book me will appreciate it a little bit. There's quite a bit of hard work that goes into it. Now, at the end of the night, of course, I had to pack all this equipment away and get it loaded in the van, get home. And then when you finally do get home, it's hard to sleep, honestly. You try and wind down, bit of toast, chocolate and a brew maybe. And then weirdly enough, I still wake up naturally very early anyway, so I hardly get any sleep. And the bit of sleep I do get, guess what I'm dreaming about? That's right, I'm dreaming of still doing this job. Probably one of the worst things to put up with is drunken people. I'll tell you a little story, and this is just one of the many stories. It's not a reflection on the person, by the way, it's more of a reflection on what drink does to people. I had a packed dance floor once, and a girl came up to me and she says, "Can you play a certain song?" I played it. She stood in front of me, she danced, she sang every word to that song. Then she came up to me and says, "Can you play that song?" I said, "I've just played it. I've just watched you sing to it." She went, "Okay, if you won't play that one," which I did, "can you play this one instead?" I said, "Fine." So I mixed that tune in and I watched her again. She sang her heart out to this tune, danced, really enjoyed herself to this tune. Then come up to me 2 minutes later and says, "When are you going to play that song?" I said, "I've just played it. I've just watched you sing and dance to it." And she, big frown on her face, she looked at me and then she screamed in my face in a Mancunian accent, "You liar!" So you're going to have a thick skin doing this. And then after having to put up with all that, I've got to have a thick skin, honestly. You've got to pack the stuff up, you've got to go home. And believe me, you ache and pain in the morning. Now you're feeling sorry for me. One of my other favourites is the people who like to remote control you. You see them approaching you with the phone in the hand. Now I get anxious because I don't know if they've got an accent. I won't be able to understand them over the loud music. They're stood there looking through the phone. Are they going to show me something with small writing? Then they stick their playlist in your face. They put it about 2 inches away from your eyes. I've not been able to see anything that close to my face since I was about 10 years old. My eyesight's deteriorated since, so I have to back off, try and work out what they're looking for. You play it, and then guess what happens? They're up again for another song. So basically they're trying to remote control you throughout the evening. Now, as a DJ, you have to look at the overall room. You have to make a bit of a judgment that suits everybody, try and play something to suit everybody throughout the evening. And it's harder than it looks. But when people are like looking at their own playlists, they're doing it in kind of a selfish way, if you like. They're just thinking what I like, what I like, what I like. And that part of the job, you play stuff that people love. But you do have to find the right moment sometimes to put it in. But I'm one of them DJs where I try and put it in as quick as I can. Anyway, should we mix this tune in? We're going to play As We Stand from Solenko. Here we go. Both playing out at the same time. About a minute left on the King of Hearts song. Hands free now. That's how easy these tunes are to mix together. Press any buttons. How smooth was that? Very easy to mix together, both in the same keys, they're both in 9A, they're both 122 beats per minute. And they're also the extended versions. Now the extended version parts of songs, it's great, it makes it very easy for DJs to mix tunes into. And I do love a bit of progressive EDM or electronic dance music, just in case you're watching and you're not a DJ and you don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, see you later, Potato. I'm going to leave this one to play. It's a great tune. Get these two on your playlist. Get mixing them together, get practicing. And let us know in the comments if there's anything you want me to cover as regards to DJing. See you later, Potato.